These are exercises that I've put together. They're not necessarily Bujinkan official exercises. Some of them come from Bujinkan training, but there's other kinds of influences in them as well. There are many different ways to strengthen, condition, build the stretching and mobility of the body. These are just some that I like to use in my classes. You are welcome to try them at home. I do want to caution you that if you experience any unusual pain while doing these, please stop. A little bit of pain is okay when it feels right, and your body will tell you the difference. There's pain that doesn't feel right, and you need to pay attention to that. So if you experience that, particularly in the neck or anything like that, please just stop. So only do the ones that feel right to you, that feel natural to you. But I encourage you to do these daily or as often as you can. Train slow, work on proper form, proper technique, use breathing with your movement. Do not overstretch a cold muscle, and take your time and be very patient. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at how to stand. So you want to have your toes pointing straight ahead. Your knees you want to have over your toes. So the way to do that is to put a bend to them and just push them out. Toes are lined up. Once that is set, then you come up to your hips. Just below your belly button, you pull that in a little bit. Maybe clench your butt cheeks a little bit, and this will align the hips. You let that roll up the spine so that it opens the chest. A little bit of flexing in the middle area right here, and then you pull the shoulders back to line up with the hips. Your head, you want to pull back. So if you were to take your index finger and put it on your chin, bring your thumb back by moving your head so that it touches your chest. This will align the skull and the spine with the rest of the body. So once you have your body set, all your parts are in place, this is a good, balanced, structurally sound standing position. It's going to feel strange, but if you practice this all the time, your body will become comfortable this way, and you will find that it's actually more economical, better balanced, better ergonomic. From here, you are going to do a squat. So in order to do this, you may need to widen your feet, and that's okay. It's important that the structure is maintained. So widen your feet however you think you need in order to do the squat, but don't let yourself do this or any other structural break. So still have this pointing straight, knees out, hips aligned, everything back. As you squat, let the hands come out. You squat by not letting your weight rock forward on your feet, but actually having it come straight down so that you can eventually reach as low as you can possibly get. Take your arms and place them on the insides of your knees and push them out. What you want to watch for is a break in your structure. So you don't want this to start happening, or you don't want your butt to be sticking out. You want to keep all of that structure that I described so that as you come down, everything is straight, and then you push the knees out. This is a stretch. It should feel like a stretch. Your head is up, push out. Sit like that for a good amount of time. I usually count breaths, so if you breathe maybe 10 times, in and out, nice and even. Next, take your knee, fold it down to the middle. You do this by rolling over the ankle. So it's just comes right up over the top like that. Boom. Once it's there, place your hand on the ankle and lean into it. Again, don't let your structure break. Keep your back straight, your head up. Press into that. Then bring it back up. Place your hand over the other one and go to the other side. And bring it back up. From there, you will transition into the next part of that where this comes down, then the instep folds out. Place your hand over the heel, roll it so that there's no space underneath. As you roll, you will sit on your heel. Your other foot now, you turn it so that your alignment is correct. Then to come back, you just reverse it. Take the foot, turn it back in, bring the weight off the foot, place your hand, roll it back and around, bring it back up. Bring the feet together, widen it out. Then you go to the other side. That out, sit on it, turn the foot, line back up, come back, turn the foot back, over, back up, straighten the feet, here. By this time, you should start to notice that your squat is actually getting deeper. And this is because things are starting to loosen up. The joints are starting to open up. So from here now, you can transition to the third phase of this, which involves a roll. So from here, I'm going to, again, drop the knee, flatten the foot, curl back, turn this, structural alignment. Then I'm going to take this arm and I'm going to stretch it out. Okay? Once I stretch, I'm going to sit back on this hip. Then I'm going to roll over the opposite shoulder to come back up in my squat. Then I'm going to take the other leg now, bring it down, open it up, turn it around, sit on it, turn the foot, alignment, arm comes out, sit on the ground, and you're right back where you started. So you can turn that into a drill. You can do that. That would be one set. You can do that, 3, 4 times, whatever you want. Make sure you're breathing and moving at the same time. Find how you can breathe naturally during your movement without trying to hold your breath. If you are right now, that's okay, but you want to try to relax that part and let the breath happen naturally. Okay, so there's your squat. Legs in, out, turn. Here, reset, down, flatten, turn. Back to square one again. This next one is going to be stretching of the cervical spine. Again, please be careful. If you experience pain, back off from it. Take this very slow. Particularly if you have a job where you're working on a computer all day or sitting at a desk, you may be holding a lot of tension up here. This is something you want to work into. But if we're going to start with the body being flat, now lying flat is the same as standing. You want all your structure to be lined up. Good. So once you do that from here, you use your core to lift, push. You can use your arms. Touch your toes to the ground. Then you straighten your legs, bring them back up. You can use your elbows behind you for support. Then touch back down again. You come back up, and then you can do it a third time. And then from here, go ahead and let the spine curl and go into the straight position. Now this next one, you're going to be on all fours. Try to find where your body is like a square on all fours. So you're not leaning back, you're not leaning forward, you don't have one arm in front or one leg in front, but everything is structurally sound. The hands are about shoulder width apart. Now what I'm going to do is, this is a shoulder rotation and loosening exercise for the shoulder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my arm and I'm going to slide it out and turn it. It's going to turn like this. You're going to place the shoulder on the ground, but you're going to keep rolling so that the shoulder, front of the shoulder doesn't hit the ground. It actually kind of rolls around the ground. So it looks like this. Like this. I'm actually on a little bit over. Hold this position and then try to release that tension. And see if you can maybe collapse a little bit more into this. You find your body resists this when it's tense, but when you let it go, you just relax into it. And that's what you're going for. So you hold that, then to come back, place your hand here, and then come back with it. Bring it back, then go to the other side. Here, here. Come up. And you should be looking straight up. You'll find that you can actually release this and let it come back down. But for now, go ahead and let that open up. just so that your structure is good. Okay? And again, your head's turned, should be looking up. From here, you roll this over like this, and then you're looking up, and then you come around, and you bring your legs around. Come back. And you do the other side. And here, you look up, bring your leg around, come back up. So you're rolling over your neck and your upper shoulders. Again, be careful. If you experience pain, don't continue with that. This is something you have to work into. Here we are back on all fours again. So this one we're going to do, it's a great hip stretch exercise. Again, hands to be about shoulder width apart. Bring your foot, bring it up as high as it'll go, within reason. If you're straight out like that, you may have some problems. Then you're going to lift this knee off the ground like that. Then you lower yourself. And that should be stretching all up inside your hip area. You can even bring your hand around. You can do it this way, but I find when I do it, my chest gets in the way. I'm not really getting a good stretch. We have this thing called a ninja push-up where you just kind of lay your hand out like this and you practice bringing yourself, as you can see, it's not that difficult to do. It's more about the flexibility, but the reason I like doing it like a push-up is because not only are you stretching this, but in order to lift yourself back up using your hip flexor, it's strengthening that. And then when you do that, then you switch sides, and you come back, find your stretch, then bring yourself down. So again, be very, very careful, but this stretch will really help you with your kicks. It'll help strengthen your hip flexors and the base of your hip structure. So this is a really, really good exercise. All right, this next exercise, again, helps with the hips and the spine. It's a really valuable skill. It ties directly into our ability to get to the ground safely, backwards rolling, backwards break falls. It also helps with building some of the arms and the upper body too, because you're suspending your body weight. So it's a good overall core exercise. All you're gonna do is, again, you get on all fours so that you're in this kind of modified push-up position. Then you're gonna take your leg and lift your hand, take the opposite leg, and you kick out. So you should be able to point it up. Then you bring it back, line everything back up. If you notice, my hips and knees or my knees and toes are going to be pointing forwards. So are my fingers. Think about structure. So now the next side. As I do this, I'm turning this to point that way. My hand can point straight up, then I come back. And it all turns back to center again. Then we come on to the next. Come back. And just practice doing these. All right. Okay, this next exercise is more of a static stretch, meaning there isn't a lot of motion involved with it. What you're going to do is you start out by making a V with your legs. Don't force them open, especially if this is the first stretching that you've done. Because remember, a cold muscle, you don't want to stretch it too much because it's like a cold rubber band, it'll just snap. So you want to take it easy with the muscles when they're first being stretched and used. But go ahead and stretch them out. You can even kind of hit it. All you're doing is like a meat tenderizer. You're just trying to soften up the tissues in there, stimulate some blood flow in there, that kind of thing. Pull the toes back. Then you take your same side hand. You reach out across and grab your instep. If you can't grab your instep, grab the inside of your calf, your shin. That's okay too, but you want to be on the inside because what you're going to try to do is you're going to try to pull it over. So if you're here, you just grab that and pull it over. But you ultimately want to try to get to this right here. So that would be a goal if you can't reach it. As soon as you reach out right there, you're pulling back with it. Take your other hand, place it on your knee, and push gently with it while you lift up with your other hand. Okay, so you do that, and you can hold it for maybe a count of 10 breaths. And then your chest, bring it to your thigh. It's not really good to work with trying to bring your head to your leg. I see a lot of people stretch this way, and it's not good for your spine to try to curl it and do it this way. you're not doing anything. All you're doing is really just stressing your neck and things like that. It's better to have a straight posture and to keep that straight posture as you come down. You'll find maybe you can't go down quite as far, but that's okay. It's not about that. It's about loosening up these and building flexibility in your connecting tissues. And there are different days you're going to be more flexible than others. Some days your muscles are going to be tight, and if you try to force it by trying to just get this, you may injure yourself. So this is an exercise. All stretching is an exercise in learning what your body is ready to do at that moment. So you stretch, gently lean forward, hold that. Then you come out to the other side. Same thing. Come out. Place your hand on your knee. Lean forward gently. Remember to keep pulling back with on your foot. Lean forward. Then again, after maybe 10 breaths, you're going to not let up here. You're going to swing this arm around, if you can do this, and grab the other side. If you're still out to here, that's okay, as long as you're pushing them out. But reach out and grab this, and again, chest comes down. So you lean down like that. Hold that for maybe about 10 breaths. Then after that, we go into a different kind of stretch here, where all you're going to do is take your legs, bring it into the center, grab underneath your toes, bring it in tight, use your elbows to push down, and let your body lean forward. Not arc forward, but lean forward, keeping your back straight. So you come all the way forward. Hold that for maybe a count of 10. Then if you want an excellent ankle exercise, again, if your body will allow you. From here, you place your hands behind you, bring your weight up over your ankles, slowly to the front. You can see I'm doing this really slow for a reason, because I'm trying to show you this is not, you don't want to go through this really fast. But you come forward, bring it around, try to keep your balance. As soon as you got that, then to even go farther with that, you can stretch yourself up and release it. And then when you're done with that, I recommend on that particular exercise, take a second and just let the ankles roll around. Okay, this next set of exercises, I call it three-way bridging. This corresponds to a lot of my ground survival teaching that I like to do in here. But this is really good for the spine and the hips as well. What you're going to do is you lay flat on your back, bring your feet up close to your butt, place your hands behind your head and close your arms. This is what I call a basic cover. It's just, you're just covering your head is all you're doing. From here, you're going to lift your hips as high as you can. When you pull on your head, it takes your spine and it makes it into a curl. That curl is like a cradle. That's what you're cradling on when you do this. So from here, as I cradle up, maybe hold it for 4 or 5 breaths, whatever, and then come back down. But you want to be able to really get that cradle feeling here. There should not be like the hips just going boom, 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 boom. It should roll into it. So when you're up like this, you just roll here and roll back down again. That cradle. That's the center line. The next one is a diagonal over the right. So from here, what I'm doing is I'm trying to push this hip over this shoulder. So again, I get in my cradle position or my cover, and I go up on to this shoulder point right here. You should not be able to lift this any higher. You want to be as high as you possibly can get. You want the angle to be diagonally up. What I don't want to do is do this. That's not it. It's coming up like this. Then you come back down. Again, that cradle action. Don't just let your body go bang to the ground. Then I go to the other side. From here, and you just cradle up and stretch. Left, center, right. You want to really make sure that you try to use your core. You're going to be using your legs as well, but if you really focus on clenching back here as part of it, you're going to get that kind of pop power to it, because if you're really using this in a technique, this is an attack. So when you do this for real, it's going to be boom. You're going to be driving that guy, and you don't want your head to go bang into the ground. So you make that cradle and have your hands here, and then you buck the guy off. But for stretching, you want to take it slow and just work on this. This next one is stretching of the wrists and fingers. This is really important. In our art in particular, we do a lot of things with the hands and the fingers and twisting them, turning them in different ways. But also we work in a day and age where we need our wrists and our fingers for typing and computer skills and all these kinds of things. So the health of your hands is really important. So the way, some basic kind of things you can do, clasp your hands together. You make a circle by turning the wrists and bending the wrists. And normally this is done vigorously, where you just relax the hands when they're interwoven and do it like this. But it's just drawing a circle like this. So that's the first one. Next thing you can do from there is to put your hands together like you're praying. Keep them close to your body. Bring them all the way down so that your palms don't pull apart. As far down as you can get. Again, work on all your structure too. So you get this set. Then you turn the fingers down and bring it up as far as it'll go. Hold that. Next, you're going to do a gyaku kote on you. So place your thumb here, wrap your fingers around here, twist, bring it down. So you got your hand held like this, you're bringing it to the center so your fingers are pointing up, and then keeping it close to your body, bring it down, and as you do, you're pushing with the thumb so that you're stretching out that wrist. As soon as you're done with that, you want to do that maybe for 3 breaths and then let up on it and then do it again. For 3 breaths, let up on it, come back down again. So maybe 3 and 3. Then to go to the next one from here, same thing. Thumb goes to the back of the hand between the pinky and the other finger. Fingers wrap around the meaty part of the thumb. Bring it to your body. Fingers up. Let it come down as you push with your thumb. Hold that for 3 breaths. Let up. Back down 3 breaths. Let up. Back down 3 breaths. If at any time you're starting to slip, reposition. This is important. This is part of training too. So you want to be able to learn to grip a wrist correctly using fingertips and things like that. So you don't want to get sloppy and be doing this because you'll do that in training. Get that good stretch. The next stretch you can do from there, you can roll right into it. So you've already got this and you come back up from it. Just let it turn in the hands and wrap the fingers around the wrist. Compress. Using this part of your hand against the back of the hand, you're doing take ori is what that would be called. 3 breaths, let up, 3 breaths, let up, 3. Then to transition from there, hands back down again, compress. 3 breaths, let up, 3 breaths, let up, 3 breaths. The wrist is still bent. You turn it up and bring it in. Continuing to turn it up. This would be hongyok. So you hold that, 3 and 3 and 3. And then to the next one, hand comes over, hand comes here, fingers go here. Again, 3 and 3 and 3. Then take the fingers, fold them down. Keep it in close to the body, press the fingers down toward the elbow and the forearm. Then you turn it and go to the other side. Fingers down toward the forearm. And again, it's 3 and 3 breaths, let up, 3 breaths, let up, 3 breaths, let up. Then you're going to do the thumbs. And the way you do that is you're already here, so you just wrap around the thumb and bring it in and grab your arm. So you're just pulling it down this way. Then you transition to the other thumb. Same thing. From here, 3 times. Grab the thumb, peel it back. And then if you want to do it like that, you do it like that. This next one is a type of yoga pattern of movement. It's a whole body, mostly spinal and hips exercise that I've adopted from some other yoga moves that I've been taught. I like this one because I do have curvature of the spine, and this is an exercise that even my own chiropractor has recommended. I do enjoy it. It is part of my regular training. It's a whole body exercise. It's good for in the morning. and at night, before you go to bed and when you wake up. So I do like to teach it and use it in my own classes as well, and I encourage you to try it, and I think you'll find that it benefits you as well. So the way you're going to start is with your hands, again, in the all four position, square. And from here, you're just going to dip back onto your heels. Your toes should be down, so your feet are flat. And you just sit back on your heels. Keep the hands here, so as you do this, it elongates the spine, and you let your hip dip. You let your head dip to the ground. And you hold that. Then you come up, back up to all fours. Tuck your toes underneath you. Raise your knees up off the ground so that you're in this inverted V. Put your heels on the ground. So you should be stretching right now, your calves. Then from here, I'm going to do a dip. And the way you do a dip is you bring your head to the ground and then let the rest of the body follow. So I come dip, and then I come out, and I come up, and I lift up. Then I'm going to invert it. So from here, you bring the waist down, body down, the head down, and then come back up and let the heels touch the ground. Then you bring your knees to the ground, toes unfold, sit back again into the stretch. Then you do the next one. So from here, back up, toes underneath, up, down. Those are just a few exercises that I've chosen. There are many different variations. I do encourage you to explore different ones. Be careful about making ones up on your own unless you have somebody who's qualified to help you. You want to make sure that you're not moving incorrectly that puts stresses on connective tissues and bone structures and stuff that could cause you injury. So please be careful. Remember, there is a difference between bad pain and healthy pain, and please practice this daily or as often as you need to.